What's up, guys? What's up? PPS here. Sunday morning, man. It's a little different than usual. Usually, it's a little sunnier afternoon, but we're coming at you live on Sunday. My boy Monotone, how we doing, man?
It's been an interesting week. With all the COVID stuff, sports is kind of tough right now. I myself have unfortunately also entered COVID protocols, so I'm a little under the weather today. But football is great. It makes me happy. So I'm excited to talk about some football and watch some football today. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I said this on I did my own just my basic play, like my YouTube play of the day. I said that on Fridays is we didn't really want to put out content on Friday because we could easily just get screwed over in a matter of one tweet from Adam Schefter.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so we decided to wait it out a little bit, do a little bit later research than usual. But we're back. Going to be a small slate that we have. I think we only got one play a piece, but we're here to answer questions. Fantasy football playoffs are here. Fortunately, I'm in two playoff runs right now. I'm in the semis of one league and I'm in the quarters of another. Yeah, we're going to be struggling with injuries this week. That's for sure. I mean, Swift again is out. Waller out again. AJ Brown out. Yeah, dude, I've gotten really screwed over this year.
Yeah. Yeah, no, people are going to be rolling out some real ugly guys in the fantasy playoffs this week, Going to resort to some tough plays, but that's how it is. Some of them might, go off. Maybe today's finally the Foster Moreau day that we've been waiting for.
The chalk that is considered bad chalk is Foster Moreau, dude. I faded that guy every time. That guy's just bad. Hopefully he can come through this week when they have nobody. What's up, Jax? Trevor says get better.
Appreciate it.
All right. First question already up here. Confident in Henderson or Michelle to get the workhorse role, or would you just roll Jeff Wilson?
Oof.
I've got screwed by Jeff Wilson 3 times, so I am not the guy to be asking on Jeff Wilson. Yeah, he kind of screwed me over when I played him twice. So,
yeah.
Looking at San Francisco, they're going to have a huge matchup advantage on the line, but I mean they use Deebo just as much as Jeff Wilson. So.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, with Deebo, I keep saying it. Deebo's the RB1 on this team. The one thing we could count on for years was a Jeff Wilson touchdown, and now Deebo essentially has the touchdown role. He has the touchdown in 4 straight games once they started using him like this. So I'm going with Henderson over Jeff Wilson. I don't think I could play Jeff Wilson this week.
Yeah, no, I would stay away. I know. I was watching, I think my dad texted me this morning because he's in his fantasy run right now as well. And he said they ranked Jeff Wilson just as high as Alvin Kamara this week. And I'm like, okay, tough matchup for Kamara, easier matchup for Wilson. But how can you ever do that? I could never justifiably put Alvin Kamara underneath Jeff Wilson. The guy's just bad and has no confirmed role. He could run the ball 8 times. He's run 19 times on 2 yards of carry. It's just it's so hard to trust that team.
Yeah, no, the production's been just absolutely terrible when he's gotten the opportunity. There's just you got to play your stars. If you have Kamara, you got to play him.
Yeah, I have Kamara playing Fournette, and they're both my starting running backs.
Oof.
The worst matchup you can have for both of them. I just hate that. And then I sent you that picture earlier today. I'm in my own fantasy conundrum here with Van Jefferson versus Cole Beasley. I've been going back and forth, and I still have Miles Sanders there yet. I had to bench Judy because he isn't. I can't trust the Broncos. They're just the worst team to have fantasy players on.
Yeah.
All right, next one is Ben bringing out Godwin over 73.5 yards. It's tough because that Lattimore is going to be shadowing Evans, right? So you'd assume Godwin would have a big game. I think it's either him or Gronk.
Yeah, and I mean Godwin's on fire too right now, right? He's been killing it.
But can it really sustain? Like, can this type of crazy production sustain? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'm not saying that he's not good or nothing, but 15 catches and what do you have last game? Like 9,
Yeah.
10?
Yeah. That's crazy.
It's just I don't know. I feel like the Saints are going to be a tough spot. They're going to find a way to make this a gritty game. Hopefully, both my guys find the end zone. That's all I really care about now.
Yeah, I mean, I like Lattimore, but he's not having a great year either. Like he's been kind of regressing a bit this year. So Evans could possibly have another good game.
What's up, Sean? How we doing, my guy? I am on a Jimmy G under. I'm under on his attempts. Not anything show play related, but I have to roll with my guy Jimmy. Dude, just last week's beat on the Jimmy G under just makes me have to play it again. Like that might have been the worst beat of my life, dude. Worst beat of my life. Actually, no. I had a same game parlay in the Chiefs game. That was like plus, like, I don't know, it was like 320 to 1 or something. I had Kelsey touchdown, Kelsey over 100, Mahomes over 350. And I needed Herbert to have 250 yards, and he didn't get there. He was the last leg, and everything else was plus money, and he just did not get there. So
Yeah,
crazy. But I don't know. I don't know about Rodgers overs. I kind of like it, but that game just scares me. I don't even know. If they get up big on Huntley, I'm not really going to be all over him throwing it.
What do we have news on Lamar officially yet? I don't know.
No, nothing. Trey Young in protocol. Oh,
yeah, I just saw that. Yeah, because he might miss the big Knicks Madison Square Garden Christmas game now.
Yeah, and he's a big boy too. He loves it there. He goes off there too.
Yeah.
Thoughts on Goff over 21 and a half completions? I hate Jared Goff. I just can't get to him. I'd take his attempts over completions today because they really have no talent on this roster. So I take that they're smart enough to pass the ball. I can't trust Jared Goff to actually complete the passes. So if I'm going to go completions, I would just pivot over to attempts, and that would be where I would lean for this.
Yeah, I agree with your initial sentiment, which is just I hate Jared Goff too. I'm just not going to play the guy.
He's so
ever.
bad.
Yeah. No, not for me. I haven't played him once this year, and I'm not going to start today.
All right, next one is Kyle Pitts over 44 and a half.
That could be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, they don't really have anybody, do they?
The biggest problem is Kyle Pitts just gets kind of like bracket covered every game, and they just pass like 5 yards at a time to Russell Gage instead. So, yeah, I don't really trust Pitts that much, honestly. But, I mean, the number's low. The opportunity will be there. It's just about if he gets that tough bracket coverage again,
Yeah, I just don't really know how they're going to move the ball. I mean, Gage is there, but, man, it'll be tough. PPS, you got to go start Jefferson over Beasley this week. I know. The only thing is Beckham just got ruled back in. Yeah. Sanders is out, and his matchup advantage is pretty crazy this week. Actually, I can pretty much just take him right into my play here, I guess. I'll just go right into my play, and then we'll get to the next question. I'm going with Cole Beasley over 45 and a half receiving yards here. And I really like him, dude. I really like him today with no Sanders. He got 9 targets after Sanders went out last week. When he's been out and when there's been a guy down, he's been getting double-digit targets. It's just when everybody's healthy, he's getting only 2 to 5, 2 to 4, and he loses his production. But today he's going up against Carolina. Checking in on his matchup advantage on the slate today, he's 18th in matchup advantage into the high, let's check it, high 60s in matchup advantage, which is pretty good. He's a little bit higher than Brandon Ayuk, which obviously he's playing the Falcons, so that's a pretty good matchup there as well. But yeah, with no Sanders, I think that he takes kind of over that dump down role. We know that they're going to be up in this game, and they can't run the football. They've genuinely shown that they cannot run the football. Josh Allen's foot is beat up, so they're not going to do as many QB draws. What's your next option? It's the pitch out to Stephon Diggs, or it's the underneath crossing patterns to to Beasley. And I think that he breaks a couple off here and gets us there pretty handily. I really like Beasley today. The thing with Jefferson is now with Beckham back, it kind of just scares me off a little bit. Just because like last game, he had like 14, 18 points, but he only had 3 targets. They all went to Cup. Cup was getting 19 targets. Beckham gets his 6 to 7. Higbee's probably back this week off that COVID list. So it's like, it's just hard for me to take that away when the Bills are so much better than this team. It's just, I get it. They're probably going to blow them out. But I mean, Josh Allen's gotten there when they've blown people out before. It's not anything that's not been seen before, but Josh Allen's going to throw the ball and they just can't run.
Yeah. I mean, the tough part is blowouts, right? Like Allen's kind of known to never stop throwing. He keeps throwing even when they're blowing teams out. Sanders being out is good news. I just go with Jefferson for the overall upside that he possesses. I mean, the guy could go 160 and 1 touchdown and outscore Beasley pretty easily. So it's a tough call because he does have such a good matchup here. But yeah, I would go with Jefferson, but I do like this Beasley play. And I actually like Gabe Davis a lot too on the same team. I don't know what his number is, but I might check that out and just put something in on it too, because Davis has stepped up a lot, I would say, over the last couple of weeks. It looks like he's kind of impressing people with the Bills, and with Sanders out, he could have a good week.
Looking at Gabe Davis, is 40.5 on DraftKings.
Okay.
No reception prop though.
Okay. Well, that's a little higher than I thought it would be. I mean, I bet him 2 weeks ago at 14.5, so that's some interesting perspective right there. Yeah, maybe not 40 for me. Maybe I'll just go Beasley at that point.
All right, let's see. Oh, we got some Packer questions, but here's the first one. Jonathan Taylor could have slid and put the game away, but he wanted to help out my pancake out. Yeah, he's a Badger, man. He can't go against those Badgers.
Yeah.
Do you know the answer to this question? I have no idea.
I don't at all.
I have no idea. What's up, Montana?
Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it. That's my guy right there. I give him spread picks, so because I don't think he can bet props. So I don't know. If you want a spread pick today, it's tough. I'll go with Cowboys.
The spreads are so big.
I know everyone is so big. The only one I'm on just a little bit is Cowboys over Giants, but it's a divisional game, so I understand people backing the Giants, but it's a shitty week for spread picks, honestly. Yeah. Every single spread is crazy.
I'm sure there'll be a bunch of DGen parlays of just the minus 700 money lines. I'm sure everybody will be throwing those together, huh?
Yep. I mean, it's just like that Jonathan Taylor leg last night. It's like, is it really worth it to put a guy to score a touchdown in at minus 300? I can't tell you the answer to that.
And he could have easily slid there. Easily.
Exactly. And
he should have.
Yeah, he should have. Yep.
But, you got to get after it.
I'm glad all the people got it too.
Javonte long reception over 27.5. I really don't know how I'm going to go attack this passing game today. As you guys know, I'm a pretty diehard Packer fan here, but without knowing if Lamar's playing, I really have no take on this game because this could honestly be one of the most boring games ever.
Yeah.
You have a team that wants to hold the ball. You have a team that wants to hold the ball. And if Lamar's not playing, then I think that this is a grind it out. I think A.J. Dillon's your play today or Jones passing. I think those are going to be the guys. I don't really see Rodgers putting up fantasy winning production that you're going to need in the playoffs here. I get it. He's Rodgers. You got to be with him. But like if I have another option there, like on my team, I'm rolling. I have Taysom Hill, Hurts, like in those guys, I'd probably play them over Rodgers today, which is tough to say because Rodgers is my dude. But this week just kind of scares me off of the Packers a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, if Lamar gets ruled out, I kind of like the Ravens here. I know it's like a little nasty, but I liked Huntley. I like what I saw. I'd probably bet his rushing yards if it's reasonable. Like if it's in like the 30s, high 30s, I would like that.
Dude, if Huntley plays, I'm probably hammering Mark Andrews, dude. That man got like 14 targets with Huntley.
That's a good point.
He went off. He went berserk last week.
Yeah. It's a good angle.
One of my guys here, my boy Cam, parlay every under today. We always make jokes that it's life's too short to bet the under, even though I bet the under in like soccer all the time. I bet the under on Jimmy G all the time. Like I have been screwed on the show on quite a few unders, so I mean maybe I should just say screw it and take all the overs only.
I mean, you know, situational.
Have I gone mad with Ryan Griffin over 2.5 receptions?
I mean, Griffin is like, I don't like people play this guy like every week, and I just don't know what to tell you. Like he's a bad tight end on a bad team with a bad quarterback. He probably will get enough volume to get him there, but I just can't see myself like putting in that bet, you know, for like $100, $200. I can't see myself like doing that despite the volume, you know.
Yeah, I remember we talked about this in NBA. It's talent and opportunity.
Yeah.
Like he's going to have the opportunity, but this guy ain't good. I mean, obviously this matchup's pretty good, but
yeah,
Miami's not great against the tight end. But I have Miami's defense, so I hope they get like negative yards and 12 sacks and shit. So.
Yeah, I could see it, man. I could really see it.
Miami's a good defense. Ugly game, man.
Yeah.
Houston and Jacksonville too. Like what the hell? They threw like literally the worst teams against each other.
Yeah.
Gesicki over 42.5 receiving yards. Javonte Parker over 52.5. I love Javonte Parker. I love him today. He's going to be in probably a lot of my D-Gen parlay. Just throw some darts on like a touchdown score. I saw everybody and their mom on Gaskin, man. Everybody is on him scoring a touchdown. I'm like, I get it, but when people bet that one so much, you have to almost just see those lines for everybody else move way, way, way up. Because Gaskin was like plus 120 with everybody posting about him. He's down to like minus 145. And now Parker went from like plus 120 to like plus 135, plus 140. So I think a touchdown is in the Parker opportunity today.
Yeah, no, I like Parker too. My only thing is a lot of people don't remember because, you know, recency and stuff like that. He hasn't played in a bit. Parker was always one of those guys that would like go off in the most random games, you know, that no one expected. And then when you expected him to have a great game and a great matchup, he just did nothing. So it's a great matchup. The Jets are down a couple of their secondary guys, especially they lost their safety a couple weeks back. So you can beat them deep. That's where Parker works. I would go with Parker over Gesicki, but probably not going to touch that game.
It's going to be an ugly game. Falcons-wise, I like Gage more than Pitts this week. And Niners have a weak corners. Yeah, no, I like Gage. I started him last week. It's just you saw what happened last week. I don't know if you guys followed him. I had money on Gage last week. I had over 4.5 receptions. This man had 3 receptions on the first drive. Did not get a catch through the second quarter and the third quarter. Caught one in the fourth, and then didn't get another one. So I lost my over 4.5. And I'm like, dude, you literally had to get 2 in 3 quarters, and he couldn't do it. It's just it. Again, it's if you're going to take a reception prop, you're going to take a player, you have to have a quality quarterback, or else it's just kind of all going to go downhill there.
Yeah, for sure.
Thoughts on DK Boost? Adams will record 100. Yeah, dude, Adams is the only Packer I touched today, probably, besides A.J. Dillon. I think both those guys will be it. The thing is with Rodgers is going to be pretty much what Rodgers' line is. If you cut that in half, that's literally Devontae Adams' full stat line. So if Aaron Rodgers has 250 today, I'm sure 130 are to Devontae Adams and a touchdown, right? He's just that good. I mean, I just wouldn't touch anything else in the Packers besides him. You can't bench Devontae Adams. He's Devontae.
Yeah, someone brought it up right under that the Ravens secondary is fucked up. You know, it's real messed up. So if I had to go anyone, I would go Adams in that receiving core. You know, he's dependable. He's the number one option, and nobody can guard him on that team.
Yeah. Agreed. Huntley somehow likes Mark Anderson more than Lamar. Yeah, dude, he found him so often last week. All right, I think we got through most here, so make sure you guys keep posting in there. We'll get to Monotone's pick here right now. I think we only have one apiece. I gave you mine already.
Yep.
Let's get to yours.
Yeah, so I was surprised this one's plus money over on Caesars Sportsbook, and it's been that way for a couple days. I was kind of hoping it may fall down to 35. But since they started using him in this new and improved role, he's hit this in 3 straight games and 3 of 4 total games. And his one miss was just at 36 yards. He's averaging about 8 attempts per game. And now we get a really good matchup right here. I mean, like, I keep saying it, but he's the RB1 on this team. He gets those high impact touches. And with how bad Jeff Wilson is, I just continue to hammer this one. Like, this was kind of the first thing I thought of this week. It's a good matchup. I think it'll be a competitive game. So if the game stays close, I think Deebo is going to get a lot of rushing opportunities. I even thought about his under on receiving yards too, because he's really, really moved to kind of just being a running back at this point. He does do some work in the in the slot sometimes, but they're using him a lot as running back. So I like this spot a lot. I was hoping there'd be a carries maybe, but I'm not seeing it. So I'll take the plus money here.
I mean, even before this happened, right? Even before all these injuries to these backs, Deebo Samuel's still getting the reverses and stuff.
Yep.
So it's not like this is new in the Shanahan offense.
Yep.
It's just now it's like, all right, this is going to actually be something that we're trying to do religiously here. I love Deebo today. I think that obviously he's on my fantasy team as well. So going to need him to have a pretty big day with all the injuries on my team. So this is my big league. This is my league with my high school buddies for like year 12, right?
Yeah.
So I got to take this one down. I mean, I was the highest point scorer, and Deebo was literally the reason why, because that man finds a way, man. All it takes is one carry for this. That's the crazy part is anytime he touches the ball, you can get a house call. It's pretty crazy, actually, how good he is.
Yeah, he's definitely a top 3, one of the most explosive players in football. I mean, I think that's not an unpopular opinion. The guy's great. He's a yards after carry monster, yards after catch monster. I think he gets this pretty easily, especially against the Falcons. Falcons is a great matchup. I love it. The game stays close enough. He should get there really easy.
Perfect. DK, more rush yards. Connor versus Jeff Wilson. Is that James Conner, I would assume?
Yeah, I like that. I like that one. That's sneaky.
Yeah, no, I mean, the only concern is that he didn't practice this week. But let me pull up my matchups and stuff here.
Do you know if Edmonds is back?
Yeah, he is. He is back this week.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's very close. But just with how the lack of efficiency from Jeff Wilson, I think I'd go with Connor right there. But it's interesting.
Yeah, let me check. Like I said, San Francisco's rolling on a 92% matchup advantage on their front seven. Looking at Arizona, they have a 40%, obviously playing Detroit too. So, honestly, I really don't think that the yards are there for James Conner last week. Dude, if you look at Connor's numbers, Conner last week had like 30 rushing yards. But the dude had like 90 receiving yards, 9 catches, 2 touchdowns. It's like, it's so cool. This one's close to me. It's just depending on how Jeff Wilson starts. If this is like a live bet and I can watch the first drive of the Niners, I would be able to tell you immediately, because if Jeff Wilson rips off like 2 good carries, he's probably getting 15 touches. But you've seen it now. Deebo got like 10 carries last game because Jeff Wilson couldn't find a hole. Minus 110 is kind of crazy though. I feel like that should have been juiced for Connor, but
yeah, that's closer than I thought it was at first. You brought up some good points. I mean, I'd probably just avoid that at this point. Then actually, this one's just too risky for me.
This is exactly what I said. This is exactly what I mean. Is the dude finds the end zone, but he never does. Like I don't even know. I might have to look up when's the last time he had a 100-yard game, 100-yard rushing game.
Yeah.
CD Lamb over 67.5 for my boy Jason. Any thoughts on that, Monotone?
Yeah, I mean, he's in a good matchup against the Giants here, who their defense has kind of been rallying a little bit recently, but I think a lot of this will come down to the fact that Zeke just can't get anything going, man. The guy's not healthy. They should have sat him a couple weeks ago before their bye. They probably should still sit him right now before the playoffs. Tony Pollard is back. I might be interested in playing Tony Pollard depending on what his rush yards or receiving yards are at, but yeah, I'd lean over just because I don't think they're going to get anything going on the ground right here.
Looking at this, seeing Zeke at 55. When is the last time before this season that you saw Zeke Elliott rushing yards in the 50s?
Yeah.
And this isn't anything new. Like this is pretty consistently around the 50s mark. The only reason I can't really bet an under on CD Lamb is he's a house call every time too. He reminds me of Deebo, right? If I'm gonna take it, I'm gonna take it, like I said, under on Zeke probably. That's what Dave asked. Is like, do you like Zeke under? I mean, if I'm gonna bet anything, I would bet the under. Yeah.
Yeah, same.
But the only reason is I can't bet the over. Can't bet the over because they're 12-point favorites, and I can't bet the under because CD could easily get this in one or two plays. So this is just a weird middle spot where I'm like not confident to put my money on because like you can see both outcomes happening pretty easily. It's just which way is it going to go? Like if the Giants decide they want to show up, keep this within 7, CD destroys this line.
Yeah.
But we've seen what happened. I think it was the Giants last game, or was it the Cowboys versus Falcons maybe, where they had like a defensive touchdown. They go up like 28, and then Dak threw like 18 times. Was that the Falcons?
I don't remember the game, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, they had like a defensive touchdown. They went down and scored 2 times. It's just this team is so much better than this Giants team, and this Giants team really doesn't have all of their playmakers yet. I don't think Tony is there. I wouldn't even play Shepard anymore. That man is freaking so injury prone. I think I would definitely probably stay off this one. I would maybe take the under on Prescott's stuff because I just don't think they're going to need to.
Yeah. What about defensive touchdown right here? That could be sneaky. I mean,
I'd have to look at that one. Let's take a peek at that.
I have no clue what it is, but just thinking out loud, right? The reason I bet the Cowboys over the Giants, even at that large spread, is because that defense just destroyed Washington last week, and this Giants offensive line is actually even worse than Washington's was last week. So it could be a brutal showing for Mike Glennon, and a defensive touchdown could be in the cards, especially with Minka Parsons looking to kind of cement himself as a defensive player of the year candidate.
Safety scored is plus 1,000. Cowboys to win in a shutout, plus 1,700.
Nice.
Let's take a look here. Cowboys defense to score a touchdown is plus 450
on DraftKings. Yeah.
Yep, that's what I'm looking at, and then
I'll probably sprinkle that one. See what happens. I think it's very possible. Glennon is very bad.
Simple. He's just over his head, man.
Well, it's hard to be over his head with that long ass neck he's got, but
Trevor says he likes the receptions a little more. I would have to see what it's at. If it's like 4.5, maybe
it's probably 4.5, like minus 135 though, or minus 140 maybe. I'm more of a CD yards over receptions guy just because of his deep threat ability. That's probably where I would lean, but
Yeah, I would say, I would lean that way. It's just so crazy to see that his rushing yards is that, but his touchdown score is like minus 190.
Yeah.
Everywhere, dude. It's nuts, dude. This dude, I think he leads the league in touchdowns. If he scores 2 this week, then he'll be passing Jonathan Taylor. So
it's insane.
Yeah. Let's get to our DGen parlay, guys. If you have more questions, get those in there quick. We just decided to pop on here shortly to get some questions in for you guys and get some stuff out for you. So let's go to our touchdown parlay. I'll let you go first there, Monotone.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, so I'm on the Deebo train. You are too today, but ever since he's started in this new role, he has 4 straight touchdowns in these games, and in fact, he has 2 of them, and 1 or 2 of them. Deebo is just such a he might be one of the best non-tight end red zone threats in the NFL. Like the versatility he has, where you can run so many different plays with him out of the backfield, lined up as a wide receiver, put him in motion. You can do so much with Deebo at the goal line. And you already know Shanahan's probably got something cooked up for him. He has the last couple weeks. I think this one will be pretty easy right here.
Yeah. I love Deebo today too. I also like Javonte Williams. 3 straight games into the touchdown. I saw he didn't practice much of the week, but he did practice Friday, so that was important for me. Denver is going to obviously run the football a ton against this crap Cincinnati team. I love attacking the Cincinnati Bengals defense because they are absolutely garbage. 60% run block advantage for this Broncos team. And again, if the Broncos have their way, they pass the ball about 20 times. That's why you can't start any of these pass catchers in this offense. I have Jerry Jeudy thinking since he's the number one, he's the number one getting 6 targets a game, and that's like 33% target share.
Yeah.
Because Javonte Williams and Melvin Gordon both have been getting their own. I think they both scored in multiple games in these last 2 or 3 weeks. Because I know Javonte scored a 2-touchdown game without him, and then had back-to-back weeks with another touchdown as well when he was playing. So it's impressive. This line is just beating people. And I really don't like this Bengals team. Like, I know a lot of people are high on all these guys, and it's just this defense is so bad. It is so bad. And Burrow, like, I like Burrow, but he just makes so many mental mistakes in there. There's no blocking on the line. Their line is bad. He's just getting attacked every single time. I have to roll with thinking that the Broncos are going to take care of them today. I do not know what the spread is, but if I would have to check here. Broncos are going to be rolling in as a 3-point favorite. You're going 2 Mile High. Oh, 3-point favorite. You know Teddy's throwing the ball 12 times today.
Yeah, and I would, just so you guys know, there's no way I'd bet on the Broncos as 3-point favorites. I mean, what have they done this season to prove that they should be favored over any team, really, besides maybe the Jets, the real bottom-tier teams? I think I'm not going to bet the Bengals because I have some of the same reservations you do, I was low on them a lot in the beginning of the year when people kind of made them out to seem like this magical team. But once people kind of chilled out with that, then I'm fine with the current perception of them just being a middle of the road team, So I'm not betting the Bengals, but there's absolutely no chance I would bet the Broncos at -3 here.
Yeah, no, both these teams are underachieving. I'm still surprised that we haven't seen Locke come in yet, and then give him a chance. But I mean, at this point, they're going to be looking for a quarterback again after drafting high another quarterback before.
Yeah.
Burrow to throw an interception at -140. I think that's. I would throw that and stuff. I really don't think Burrow's that good, to be honest. And the dude forces so many throws. I would. Let's check the prop of Patrick Surtain interception today. I'd probably throw that.
I don't know if that's something. Can you bet that? I don't know if you. I guess you can. Maybe bet a player to have an interception. I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know. I've never done that, but
yeah.
With the amount of times that he just throws the ball up to Jamar Chase or T. Higgins, I'll take a chance on Surtain to get a pick.
You can bet in like the Super Bowl and stuff, but I don't know if they offer it during regular games. But I see the appeal. I probably wouldn't play it at -140. I don't like touchdowns or interceptions that get real juiced. Yeah,
unless it's like Trevor Lawrence.
Oh yeah, or Zach Wilson, who's that
125. That's free money. That's free money. That's a parlay piece. You could parlay piece those two together every time. Wilson, Lawrence pick. You'd probably be rich.
Yep.
Any thoughts on Big Ben over 1.5 passing touchdowns?
Big Ben, just like Jared Goff, sucks at this point in his career. I'm not playing Big Ben to do anything. So pass for me, but he might hit it. This isn't like something I'm super down on. I'm just not a believer in Big Ben. So
yeah, I would just, I mean, if you're going to take that, why not just take Najee Harris anytime touchdown? He's like -130. I would think that would be a better chance of hitting than this one, because in that red zone, I've literally watched it where they run the same play 4 straight times at like the 5-yard line, and it's Najee Harris dive up the middle.
Yeah.
It's like, it's so hard. It's so hard to bet on Big Ben at this point. I agree with your statement that why would I put my money on a guy like that?
Yeah, for sure.
I've seen a lot of people on this one.
I'm not a fan. Just to be honest, I'm not playing any Jaguars normally because the public has this weird perception about coaches getting fired. You should play the team that has the coach fired normally. But the problem is the public is actually on this one. Once Urban Meyer got fired, the public went crazy for the what do you call it, for the Jaguars. This coaching staff is really bad. Urban Meyer even said it himself that he had better coaches back at Bowling Green. And I mean, I could see it honestly. This Jaguars team is bad. Lawrence is not going to be unlocked just because Urban Meyer walks out the door, I have no interest in betting any Jaguars today. I think every single odd has been bet down to the point where the market has overcorrected for Urban Meyer getting fired. So I'd probably bet Houston.
No, I was saying the exact same thing. I'm like, you're gonna give me 6 points. Davis
Yeah.
Mills hasn't been bad.
I mean, him and Trevor Lawrence are in the same tier of player right now, so that tells you something. But
oh man, it's an ugly game. So many games, no idea which one to bet on. Any games y'all like the most for props? Personally, let me pull up my stuff that I'm playing today.
yeah, while you're doing that, I would just say if Huntley is the quarterback, then that'll probably be my favorite game. I'll probably get some action in on Huntley and some action in on Andrews now that you mention it. If Lamar's in, then I don't really care about that game.
I don't know why, but I really like that Bills game.
Really?
I really like that Bills game. I just like the Bills offensive side of the ball. I seriously think that this is going to be like that Houston game earlier in the season where the Bills just beat the living pulp out of these guys. They beat the Texans 40-0, and Josh Allen had like 35 pass attempts.
Yeah.
You know, like it doesn't matter. This team is going to keep going, and I don't see this Panther team stopping any part of this offense. They rank high on these in a couple of these categories, but it's because they're losing in most of these games that teams don't have to pass. Like that's why some of these numbers are so skewed, and I get it. But like when I was looking at like my fantasy stuff, and they tell you on like Yahoo, oh, Carolina's really good. They have a matchup saying they've allowed 200 passing yards or fewer in a few of these games, but like they never tell you who they're against. You know, and now you're going to go up against Josh Allen, and even without Emmanuel Sanders, that's probably better because now it's just a condensed spot, right? You could just throw Diggs 80 yards, Beasley 70 yards, and Allen 300. You're getting like a plus 2,000 same game parlay there. You know, it's like it's just such a condensed spot here that it's hard to really avoid going to that game. Personally, for me, I have Josh Allen passing yards in my plays because it's 258. It's 250. When's the last time you've seen Josh Allen in the 250s? Like, it's hard for me not to go after those guys.
Yeah. No, I'm not playing any DFS this week, so I can't. I was gonna do that last night, but didn't have any.
I don't have any lineups made today. I have a couple stat heroes thrown together, but that's about it. Like I said, I do like Beasley. He is super, super cheap on FanDuel. But I mean, it's just such an ugly slate, and these people are going to be so much higher owned than they should be with 4 games going out. You know, so it's a tough week, and I do not think that you guys should put your money on a week like this. Wait till next week, where teams still need to do stuff or have some fun and play like the showdown slates. Now that there's 2 games in a showdown slate, those make it way more fun than trying to do it on one. So I think that Monday night you can do a 2-game slate, or Tuesday night you can get a 2-game slate, which is crazy. We're gonna have football almost every single day this week. So I would say that side, no bets for me on the DFS side today. Besides, like I said, my stat hero I made.
It's hard to run on Miami. It really is. It's hard to run on Miami. So they turned that around. It was easy to run on them at the beginning of the year. That was some I targeted, but they've kind of
it's crazy. That's crazy.
So I don't know. It's probably a pass for me. Maybe Carter receiving yards. That might be a little better because he is a dual threat kind of guy. So.
All right, Tua or Tannehill? Wow. Okay. What other stuff do you have available, Mr. Dan? Let me see what else you got. I would.
Who are the Titans playing again?
Steelers.
And they're out like everyone, right?
Yeah, I mean Julio's playing, I think.
So just AJ. Okay, yeah, I'd probably go Tua right there. As weird as it is to say, Steelers.
Yeah, Dan, please send the rest of your waiver wire in here. I think we can pick somebody up for you.
Yeah.
Like I would play if you have. Tua Fields. I would probably roll Fields.
Oh, Fields is in there.
I didn't even see that. I would play Fields.
Who are the Bears playing again?
Minnesota.
Yeah, I'd go Fields there too, honestly. Yeah, I think I'd go Fields there too. Yep.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't even see that. I just saw Tua and Tannehill, so I didn't even read that. But yeah, Fields 100%.
Yeah, I'm with
really
you.
tough week. It's ugly. Which is why we have, 2 total plays?
Yep.
Coleman has looked good for Jets, always an above average. But, dude, Coleman's been decent. I mean, he's looked explosive, a lot more explosive than I expected him to be at this point in his career. But, I mean, what was it, 3-4 years ago when he was a 1,000-yard rusher with Atlanta? He was a beast.
Yep, he's just a good, backup running back that will float around the league for a little bit.
Huntley, Big Ben, Mullins, Bridgewater. Okay, yeah, take Fields.
Yeah, Fields. Well,
All right.
Are we ready to let people get back to their Sunday mornings now?
Yep. I think we're good. Let's run through our quick recap of 3 things, and then if we have anything else, we'll take a look at it before we head on out for the day.
Yep, we're going Deebo over 36.5 rushing yards, and we got it at plus 105. Feel good about that.
Yep, I'll be rolling with my boy Cole Beasley, over 45.5 receiving yards, minus 110. And then our combo is going to be, I'm going to be rolling Javonte Williams there. And Monotone's rolling on the Deebo train. So,
yep.
I think that this is definitely the right way to do it. Stay small, stay condensed. But yeah, I think this is going to be a fun week. I'm very excited for Monday, Tuesday. Like, that's crazy that I get to watch football 3 days in a row. Actually, 5 days in a row, right? Thursday night, Friday.
Yeah.
Thursday, Saturday.
Yeah. True.
Are all your plays 1 unit? I would probably throw a half on our parlay. But yeah, everything else is 1 unit this week. Just too much stuff in the air for me to throw more. I usually have 1.5s and 2s, but
yeah,
that's what's up. All right, guys. Thank you, Dan. Appreciate it. Good luck to all you guys. If you're in the fantasy playoffs, good luck. Hopefully we'll be talking next week, and you guys will be bringing us advice on some semifinal winners here. So from me and Monotone over here at Pass the Prop, we will see you guys Wednesday, Wednesday for NBA edition, and then possibly for Friday. We'll have to kind of figure that out with it being so close to Thanksgiving or Christmas. Wow, yeah. I'm all over the place, but yeah, pretty close there. So we'll figure everything out. We'll let you know. So make sure you follow both of us on Twitter, and you'll always have it. You always have all the updates to everything that we got here. So thank you guys. Appreciate it. See you next week. Have a good one.